2-0 Cubs lead. Top of the 7th. Cub fans, here's your opportunity to register to win the chance to purchase 2015 Cubs postseason tickets for games played at Wrigley Field. Go to Cubs.com/postseason to register and learn more. The Cubs will conduct random drawings from among eligible fans who successfully complete the registration form.
Carlos Contreras.
A little big league time last year without success, and a .525 ERA so far this year in 19 appearances. Solid down at AAA at a .295 there. So 24 innings, 19 hits. Again, the walk's a big issue. 19 freebies.
Ouch, 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 ouch.
Tough night for the feet of Listell. He fouled that ball off his foot earlier in the ballgame. Now he gets plunked.
That would have been fun if Eric Plunk and Bob Walk had been on the same staff with Homer Bailey.
Yeah, yeah, that would be a team really set up to fail. You know, what's in a name? I guess the best would be Hugh Mulcahy, who was nicknamed Losing Pitcher.
Not a nickname
Yeah, it's one thing if your name happens to have, you know, if your nickname Walker, your name is Walker Plunk. But if you're nicknamed Losing Pitcher, you've probably done something to earn that.
Well, I hit batter and a walk. Contreras in a bind as Baez will come up. 2 on and nobody out. Yeah, and you know, you can argue that Contreras just doesn't trust his stuff at the big league level, and that's why he's pitching out of the zone. But when you look at his minor league numbers, walks were an issue down there too. So even though he was able to pitch to a pretty low ERA, he was pitching around some walks, and when you get to this level, that usually comes back to bite you. Here's a pitch, and Javi decided early to swing at it. 1-1.
Yeah, well, you know, it's kind of like when you were in school and you had a big test coming the next day, and you didn't study everything because you kind of tried to guess along with what the teacher might put on the test. That's what happens to hitters a lot. I mean, he was selling out there. He's going to challenge me with a heater here, and I'm going to do some significant damage.
Better pitch to handle that time, and he fouled out of play. 1-2.
And when it's early, and that's fine, especially if you've got power, if you have the ability to hit it over the wall. And there's nothing wrong with cheating early, you know, in certain counts.
Well, and I think being a little bit unpredictable, right? If you set up a pattern of being a guy who guesses too much too early, other teams will exploit that. We heard stories about Greg Maddux in spring training, trying to give up home runs or just doing things that were completely counterintuitive to set up guys. Do you ever know of a hitter who would try to foul a ball off on purpose to set you up? I don't understand why they would.
Yeah, you hear that about the old-time hitters, that they would foul the ball. I don't think anybody ever fouls a ball off on purpose. I think guys let the ball travel when they're down in the count, and they end up fouling pitches off.
Right. Line shot, left field, caught by Duvall.
Yeah, that's a good swing of the bat. Some serious exit velocity on that one, but I hang with him for Baez. Single walk and a rocket in 4 trips tonight.
We could shorten that just to EV. It's the new lingo.
Man,
good EV.
Yeah. You get 3 steps down the line and the ball was caught. That's how hard that thing was hit.
Herron gets his 4th plate appearance. That's good. And he bunts. Nicely done. Made the third baseman field it, so there was nobody covering third. DeJesus had to throw to first.
I've heard stories. They used to say that about Willie Mays, that he would swing wildly and miss early in a count to set you up to get that pitch again. And I don't know if he would. Maybe he did. Maybe it was probably more likely a case of once he looked really bad on a pitch, he started to think, well, he's going to come back to that pitch at some time, and I'm going to be ready for it.
Second and third, here's Coughlin. Inside, ball 1. So the Cubs put up a 4 spot in the first inning. They have left men on base in every inning. It's not as if their offense shut down after the first. They just haven't scored a run since. 2-0. Contreras has a sign. The kick and the 2-0 pitch is hit foul. And back to the seats. Tipped. 2-2. Contreras steps off. To end the inning. Stretch time. The Cubs have stranded 11, but they lead this one 4-0.
It's called the domino effect. It starts with a plan that evolves into an action that produces a result. That result is the grand opening of the all-new Elgin Toyota with our state-of-the-art business center, and save time with our exclusive Toyota Express maintenance. Browse over 1,000 new Toyotas and 400 used vehicles. Feel comfortable knowing that we speak your language. The grand opening sale going on now at Elgin Toyota, where Naperville Road ends and savings begin.
When you get away from smartphones and video games and tablets, it's amazing what you can really plug into. This season, shop the brands you love, plus thousands of items on sale now. Sports Authority, all things sporting good.
There is no room in baseball for errors and mental mistakes. Scouting is an important part of baseball, but stop. But it's also an important part. Just trying to get them loose. How about a head-first slide next time, man? That'd be awesome. If you can't find it at Binny's, it's probably not worth drinking.
Sports Talk Live, presented by the all-new Chevy Silverado. Weeknights on Comcast Sportsnet.
Wow, take a look at the size of that Powerball grand prize. And you know, anything's possible.
As promised earlier in the game, we have selected the Data Strong fan photo. Make sure you tweet your strongest fan photo to hashtag Northside Data Strong Fan. You just might see yourself in an upcoming telecast brought to you by T-Mobile. Nice shot on a beautiful day at Wrigley. A rainy night in Cincinnati. Dan Herron has been as good as we've seen him in a Cubs uniform. Austin Jackson has come in to play right for Coughlin.
Votto 0 for 2 so far tonight. He has reached base in 45 consecutive ball games.
Yeah, that is certainly on the line here. He is 3 games away from the club record set by Pete Rose.
No signs of any physical problem with that swing.
Look at Hatch. Nice job by Billy Hatcher to get out of the way. We are asking Elias if, and I want to thank Mark on Twitter for asking the question, has a team ever shut out 3 different teams in 3 consecutive days? Cubs are 3 innings away from doing that. Called strike 3 to get Votto.
Second time that Herron has struck Votto out here tonight.
Just the way the schedule is set up, you don't get many chances to play 3 teams in 3 days. So who knows, we could be close to some history
today. That would be a scenario like this, right? It'd have to be a makeup game in between 2 series.
Yeah. One and one is Schumacher. 2 hits for the Reds tonight.
Pitched 7 shutout innings against the Cardinals back on the 7th of this month.
Number 2.
At the end of the day, I think Dan Herron did his job. But the Cubs acquiring him, bringing him in here to stabilize that 5th spot in the rotation. He hasn't been great, but he's had a number of good outings. The ERA somewhat inflated because Joe he's going to have a quicker hook with guys at the back of the rotation than he would with Arrieta and Lester. So sometimes those guys aren't able to stay in games longer to get that ERA down.
I think tonight, I could be totally wrong, but if Dan continues to do what he's doing, I think Joe's going to give him a chance to finish. Understanding, right, that it's at the end of his career, this could be a memorable one for Dan Herron. It's kind of up to Dan. I mean, if he's gives up some base runners, he's out, but I don't think the pitch count's going to knock him out.
No.
Swing and a miss on a changeup. Well, he's through 7 and a 2-hit shutout for Dan Herron. 4-0 Cubs.
For the ultimate stain-blocking paint and primer in one, choose Dutch Boy Platinum from Menards. It has advanced extreme hide technology and seals common household stains. Save $8 a gallon. That's $40 on 5-gallon pails. Update your flooring and add style with super-fast Diamond Oak flooring by Floors of Distinction. It installs without glue or nails and includes a 50-year residential surface warranty. In 3 colors, it's only $3.99 a square foot.
Save big money at Menards.
It's that time of year. There's going to be a lot that scares you. Replacing your windows shouldn't be one of them.
Call 866 for Feldco.
Right now, get 2 windows for the price of 1, plus no money down and no interest until 2017.
Hurry, this treat and 2 windows for the price of 1 ends soon. Call now.
For quality windows, siding, and doors, call 866 for Feldco.
Thought it'd be bigger.
There's nothing I can't reach in my Subaru.
The 2015 Subaru Outback. Love, it's what makes a Subaru a Subaru.
Dan Herron through 7. He's not been in any sort of trouble tonight. And he had a 4-0 lead before he ever took the ball. A reminder, Clark's Crew, presented by Jewel Osco, is the official kids club of the Chicago Cubs. Team up with Clark as a member of Clark's Crew and get kid-specific perks, experiences, and merchandise. Visit Cubs.com/kids to sign up today. Contreras to Fowler, outside for a ball. So Rangers beat the Tigers 7-6. Paul Hamels got the win. Angels pulling away from the ace 7-1, going to the 6th. Astros now lead at Seattle 4-2 in the 6th inning. Clayton Kershaw has given up 1 hit through 5 as the Dodgers lead the Giants 4-0. Hernandez, Ruggiano, and Ellis have homered for LA. Dodgers clinch the West if they hold on to that one. The West is where it's at right now.
It's wild and wild.
It is a wild, wild West.
Artemis Gordon.
Called strike 3.
Well, this kid's got good stuff. Contreras, we mentioned the control issues. He pitched himself into trouble last inning, but was able to work out of it. This is his 2nd strikeout. Busts a fastball over the outer third, bottom of the knees. Get out of that kitchen.
There's Carl Edwards Jr.
Yeah, I guess that would be the one factor, Joe, whether he lets Herron go the distance here. He may want to see some arms. He talked about wanting to see Edwards and Roskup in some more higher leverage situations to see how they respond as he contemplates putting together his postseason roster.
Swing and a miss. It's 2-2.
Kyle with 16 home runs. He's been on that number since the 12th of this month in Philadelphia. He hit number 16.
Line into center. So his second hit, his fourth reach.
He's hitting about 800 in Ohio. Good numbers here. He had that big series up in Cleveland when he first came to the big leagues.
Silvano said good game. As Schwarber will be lifted for a pinch runner, Quentin Berry. Pretty heady stuff for Kyle Schwarber. His childhood hero Joey Votto telling him good game. Swing and a miss by Bryant. The runner at first.
Will finish their season here against, or check that, in Pittsburgh. Pirates with 4 with St. Louis, 3 remaining because of the rain out today, and then weekend set with the Reds.
Swing and the miss for strike 3. Third time Bryant has struck out, and is that free pizza?
Is that what all that
11th strikeout for Reds pitching? Local pizza chain gives out a free slice tomorrow.
All right. When we leave the ballpark tonight, we'll look around on the ground for tickets. Get some pizza tomorrow.
I think you can afford it.
Nothing tastes quite as good as free pizza.
Free anything. Rizzo with 2 outs. Gets away. Barry on his way to second on a wild one.
Well, Barry, who may have been looking to steal a base, doesn't have to bother with that now as he cruises into second on the wild pitch.
Do it again, Carlos. One more time, and Barry would score.
Well, that's what happens when you have the hitters of Rizzo's ability. Pitchers get a little antsy, get a little nervous, get a little strike zone wary, end up bouncing a couple, and Quentin Berry makes his way to third base.
I don't want to drive Elias crazy tonight, but I'm curious to know if anyone's ever reached on a wild pitch, strikeout wild pitch, and then been wild pitched all the way around. Probably not. 2-1.
I thought you were going to say, what if you could identify the hitter who has induced the most wild pitches because pitchers are afraid to come into the zone.
That's good too. 2-2.
Kind of found the release point of those last 2 breaking balls.
Yeah, the cycle of wild pitches. Reach on a wild pitch, advance to second on a wild pitch, advance to third, and then home. Let's play Contreras to end the inning. Bottom of the 8th. Aaron back to work, leading 4-zip.
A pitcher who can paint the corners is known as a Rembrandt. At GMC, we get why people love that kind of precision. After all, in everything we build, that's exactly what we deliver. This is precision. This is GMC.
Now pay no interest for 5 years. Plus get $3,000 purchase cash on select 2015 Sierra Crew Cab SLT models in stock the longest.
This is legendary astronaut Captain James Lovell. He's orbited the Earth countless times, logged over 1 million miles in space, and piloted one of Apollo's most harrowing missions. But he's never read 1 million hours of books in one summer. This year, Chicago kids are going to space with over 1 million hours of reading, discovery, and creativity. But we need your help.
You want me to read all these?
The Chicago Public Library Foundation. Donate today.
1 in 4 of us will be affected by mental illness at some point in our lives. Yet nearly 2/3 of us will never seek help, especially men. We pride ourselves on courage and our ability to never show weakness. But mental health touches us all. We are athletes, actors, and musicians. We are friends, husbands, and fathers. It's one of us, it's one of you. It's time for men to talk about mental health. Help starts with the conversation. End the stigma. To learn more about our stories, visit bringchangetomind.org.
War is hell. But for seriously injured Army Rangers, their families, and the families of the fallen, peace can be held too. It's up to us to lead them back. Support Army Ranger Lead the Way Fund. Ease the costly burdens of rehab and vital living expenses. Our son Jimmy Regan would be the first to give. And he was.
Cap, thank you. Suarez takes a strike on a curveball. Aaron gets it, throws it. Strike 2.
Yeah, he's a quick worker to begin with, but tonight, he's in that rhythm. He just, he knows what he wants to throw. As soon as he gets the ball back, he's wasting no time, staying on the attack. Got these Reds hitters back on their heels.
Barry is still in the game. He's in for Schwarber on defense after running for Kyle. AT&T versus Multiview, pitcher catcher pitching coach. High fly for Fowler.
If we had a 4th box, we'd put Mike Borzello in there, who does so much work putting together a game plan. And Borzy, see him a lot of times talking to the pitchers and the catchers in between innings.
Cubs talk about their pitching infrastructure, led by Fazio, Strode, Borzello. That will land fair, just inside the line. Barnhart on his way to second, and he is in standing with their first extra base hit. Only the 3rd runner to get into scoring position tonight against Heron, and that looks like it'll be it for the starter. It is it. favorite pitch night for Dan Herron.
Yeah, and again, we don't know if he'll make that start on Sunday or not. If this is the last one, it was a dandy.
Big hand from the Cub fans in attendance as we reach Wednesday morning here in Cincinnati. 4-0.
Thought it'd be bigger.
There's nothing I can't reach in my Subaru.
The 2015 Subaru Outback. Love, it's what makes a Subaru a Subaru.
There's so many details that go into building an asymmetric surfboard. Designing things for myself at first was really an exciting thing. But watching somebody else ride something I made, I mean, that's really where it's at. There are lots of ways, to refresh the world, but in the end, I just want to give people something they can enjoy.
A pitcher who can paint the corners is known as a Rembrandt. At GMC, we get why people love that kind of precision. After all, in everything we build, that's exactly what we deliver. This is precision. This is GMC.
Now pay no interest for 5 years, plus get $3,000 purchase cash on select 2015 Sierra Crew Cab SLT models in stock the longest.
Benny's Beverage Depot toast of the game goes to Dan Herron.
And Dan Herron tonight, outstanding work in pursuit of his 10th win of the year. It'll be his third in a Cub uniform. If he gets it, it'll be number 152 in his career. 7 1/3, 3 hits, no runs charged so far. Responsible for Barnhart out there at second base. Didn't walk anybody, struck out 6. And he's earned the admiration of all of his teammates. Now he's looking to earn a W.
Edwards Jr. against Adam Duvall. Lanky right-hander, and Duvall went around.
Exactly the situation Joe Madden was looking for, to get Edwards out there. Not a blowout game. It's a 4-run game. On the road, late inning situation. See how he responds. Just his 4th major league appearance.
Four-year-old Edwards. 1-1. '48th rounder. 2011, taken by the Texas Rangers. Cubs got him along with Justin Grimm, Mike Olt, Matt Garza deal, Neil Ramirez. Player being named later. It was July of 2013.
1,463 individuals were drafted before him in that 2011 June draft. He slipped through the cracks, and he could literally slip through the cracks.
Now back.
Thin, long arm, long, loose, lanky guy, mid-90s heater, sharp curveball.
Carl Fleming Edwards Jr. Friends still call him CJ as he gets the strikeout on Duvall. Pena, switch hitting catcher, will pinch hit.
So his repertoire is similar to Grimm, that over-the-top heater and that sharp 12-6 curveball.
See, especially with that yellow tape on the bat, or whatever that is, and that grip. Looks like there's a little, just a tiny space between the hands and Pena. Some guys have that overlapping top hand. Just a very tiny split. Called strike, 0-2.
It's like his top hand wants to choke up, but his bottom hand doesn't. Right?
Yeah.
You get that little split there. It's fairly rare.
Pop up, and Listella's got it. And we will go to the ninth. Still 4-0 Cubs.
Aruba, Jamaica. Now we can actually take it.
To Costa Rica, Bahamas. Come on, pretty mama.
Belize, Puerto Rico. People, why don't we go down to Mexico?
We'll get there fast, and you can take it slow.
Anywhere you want to go.
All the way down to Dominican Republic.
Nice hit.
Southwest is bringing our low fares to tropical destinations. Book now at southwest.com.
So I heard about that new offer from AT&T and DirecTV, but they still lock you into a 2-year contract. That could cost you over $2,600, all for temperamental satellite TV service. AT&T and DirecTV, call it a new offer. But it's just the same old thing.
Don't fall for AT&T and DirecTV's latest offer. Only Xfinity delivers the fastest internet and the best TV experience with X1.
Some things are not what they appear to be. Other things are exactly what they appear to be. The Lexus IS, as aggressive as it looks. Lease the 2015 IS 250 for $352 a month for 36 months. See your Lexus dealer.
Follow Patrick Mooney. That's not him, but I'll tell you why we're showing Kyle Schwarber, our Cubs insider, all season long on Comcast Sportsnet. Brought to you by nationwide agent Jeff Vukovich. Visit Jeff at jeffvuk.com. Nationwide is on your side. Patrick actually chatted with Kyle before the game, but because of the rain, we never aired that interview. You might see some of it tomorrow or the next day. Chapman getting an inning of work, the closer with his team down 4. But as we told you a couple of hours ago, the Reds have lost 9 in a row, so
yeah,
not needed him in a lot of safe spots.
Yeah, he's only pitched twice since the 18th. He pitched on the 19th and again on the 25th. And he's done his piece this year. 171 ERA, 32 saves and 35 tries, 111 strikeouts, and just 63 innings of work.
Chris Denorfia, first pitch swinging last night, bottom of the 11th, gone. Cubs win 1-0. He did it to Chapman as a San Diego Padre as well. This can't get enough of this shot.
Yep.
Bang.
First pitch fastball from the kid Almonte. No doubter. Party on.
Muscled out toward left center, but it'll be caught by Suarez. This is a tough at bat for anybody against Chapman, but particularly left-handed hitter.
Yeah, these are no fun. It's one of those deals when you're walking up from the on-deck circle, you're kind of peeking over your shoulder to see if the manager's calling you back.
One and one. Robinson Cano has hit a game-tying 2-run homer for Seattle. Big game for the Astros tonight. Swing and a miss. Terrell was late, as a lot of guys are against Chapman.
He has struck out exactly 1/2 of the left-handed batters he has faced. Strikeout rate, average strikeout rate for a major league pitcher is right around 20%. For Chapman against left-handed hitters, it is 50% on the nose. Lefties have a 177 slugging percentage against him. 2 extra base hits in 74 plate appearances.
It's an oxymoron when you say slugging percentage of something under 200.
Barnhart's having a hard time catching him.
Yeah, catches will tell you velocity is not a problem. It's pitches that are not in the spot where you thought they were going to be, and when they're at 100 miles an hour, it's particularly difficult.
It's a good walk right there.
Yeah.
4th time he's been on base tonight. Couple of hits, couple of walks, couple driven in.
Baez the hitter.
This ought to be fun. Hardest thrower in the game against a guy with some of the best bat speed in the game.
We mentioned StatCast the other night. You know, they've got the velocity on all the pitches, and they've got an Aroldis Chapman filter.
I was looking at that today.
Because if you just look at hardest pitches thrown,
yeah,
Chapman's got like the top 100.
Yeah, when I was scrolling down, and all I saw was Chapman.
Yeah. The award for fastest pitch, the non-Aroldis Chapman category, goes to, I don't even know the answer.
Did Nathan Eovaldi up there?
Could be. Montero runs, ground ball to third. The play is first to Jesus Devato, and they get Baez. Okay, fastest pitch. Enabled the Chapman filter. Literally. Is Nathan Eovaldi at 102.4. How about the non-Chapman, non-Eovaldi category? Bruce Rondon, Ken Giles, Archimedes Caminero, Jumbo Diaz hit 101.5, and they call that a 2-seam fastball. You ever heard of a 2-seamer at 101 miles an hour?
No. It's been a pretty straight 2-seamer.
Carl Edwards against Aroldis Chapman.
Get him, Carl.
First major league plate appearance against Chapman. Ball 2.
Look how deep in the box he is. He's presenting a different look for Chapman. He's so far away from home plate. Backs off to 95 to find the strike zone.
Ball strike 3. We go to the bottom of the ninth. 4-0 Cubs.
Beat the rush for winter tires to get big savings at Discount Tire. Buy now and get a $50 Visa prepaid card on any set of winter tires purchased with your Discount Tire credit card. Thank you, Discount Tire.
The Honda for You sales event is happening now, and you could get a great deal on a 2015 Honda Accord. The Accord is the best-selling midsize car in America, which makes sense because it's also the best value. And the Accord is loaded with standard features. So hurry into your Honda dealer today, and you could get a great deal on a 2015 Accord during the Honda for You sales event.
Add an elegant masonry appearance to your exterior walls with Novik vinyl siding panels from Menards. It's easy to install and available in 6 colors. Stacked stone panels are just $2.99 per square foot. Menards is your residential steel roofing headquarters. A new roof is all about choices. Make a lasting energy-saving choice with residential steel roofing. It's environmentally friendly and offers investment-grade protection. 16-inch hidden fastener panels are only $175 a linear foot.
Save big money at Menards.
Beat the rush for winter tires to get big savings at Discount Tire. Buy now and get a $50 Visa prepaid card on any set of winter tires purchased with your Discount Tire credit card. Thank you, Discount Tire.
Bottom of the ninth, the Cubs with a chance here to make some history. And don't miss your chance to catch the best matchups in baseball. Reserve your place in line for history in the making. Join the season ticket holder waiting list. It's easy and free to register. For details, visit Cubs.com/waiting list. The 1948 Boston Braves had 3 consecutive shutouts against 3 different opponents, including the Cubs, but they did not do it on 3 consecutive days. We checked with Elias. No team has ever had back-to-back-to-back shutouts on back-to-back-to-back days against 3 different teams. So let's see if C.J. Edwards can get him without scoring. As Russell will play short, Baez.
Yeah, well, this is clearly a test for Carl Edwards here. He got 2 outs in the 8th. Joe wants to see him try to finish this ball game. Wants to see how he'll handle the moment.
The pitch. Line shot. Jackson dropped it. He dropped it. May have lost it in the lights. And Bourgeois is going to make his way to third.
Yeah, the trajectory of that ball leads you to believe that it was in the lights a little bit. Maybe had some slice spin on it too, but that's an error on Austin Jackson, allowing Bourgeois all the way to third base.
The Cubs will play their infield back, leading by 4.
Edwards going to have to pull a rabbit out of his hat here to get that back-to-back-to-back shutout.
Yep. Here's De Jesus. Breaking ball missed.
Joe hollering from the dugout, get the hitter. They basically said, don't let your focus be preventing the run. Let's just focus on getting the hitter.
De Jesus has grounded out twice and struck out looking. That's in there. 1 and 2.
Edwards also working with that quick tempo.
base error by Jackson, allowing Bourgeois to reach third to start the inning. On the ground, Rizzo, and as a run will score, it'll be unearned. It goes 3-1, but that does snap the scoreless streak. It had reached, what, 29 innings coming in.
Well, that's all part of it too with a young pitcher. The ball, a misplay behind you, don't get rattled, just do your thing. See, they were clearly committed to the breaking pitch throughout with DeJesus. Could have been.
So Votto's got his on-base streak on the line. This is it, 45 games. And 0 for 3.
He's taking all the way on 2-0 and getting closer and closer to home plate.
So that on-base streak is intact, and now 46.
Standing right up on home plate.
Travis Wood, the former Red. This will be a save situation for Travis. Tying run is on deck. We'll be back.
Beat the rush for winter tires to get big savings at Discount Tire. Buy now and get a $50 Visa prepaid card on any set of winter tires purchased with your Discount Tire credit card. Thank you, Discount Tire.
You're going to feel good about the purchase. They're going to stand behind it. The service is beyond what you'd expect.
Hello, I'm Dan Fields of the Fields Auto Group. We simply treat people the way we want to be treated. It includes our free loaners, free car washes, and cafes. It's all part of our Fields Matters program. Fields matters because you matter.
We're a Fields family, absolutely.
And now at Fields Mini of Chicago, get 0.9% APR financing for 60 months on any new 2015 Mini Countryman model. Fields Mini of Chicago, your local Mini dealer in the city of Chicago.
So I heard about that new offer from AT&T and DirecTV, but they still lock you into a 2-year contract. That could cost you over $2,600, all for temperamental satellite TV service. AT&T and DirecTV, call it a new offer. But it's just the same old thing.
Don't fall for AT&T and DirecTV's latest offer. Only Xfinity delivers the fastest internet and the best TV experience with X1.
Beat the rush for winter tires to get big savings at Discount Tire. Buy now and get a $50 Visa prepaid card on any set of winter tires purchased with your Discount Tire credit card. Thank you, Discount Tire.
Former Cincinnati Red Travis Wood will try to go 3 for 3 and save chances.
He picked up save number 2 in Pittsburgh a couple weeks ago. 2 innings of scoreless baseball the other night in relief of Arrieta. Walked 1, struck out a couple. Got that ERA down below 4 for the first time in a while.
Wood comes in, gets a double play ball, and the Cubs beat the Reds 4-1.
was handy. Nicely done by Travis Wood. Outstanding performance by Dan Herron. All the Cubs runs came in the first inning as the starter, Smith for the Reds, was a little wobbly. Some control issues, some good at-bats. And after a lengthy rain delay, nice W for the Cubs.
So, once again, your final score after a 2-hour, 31-minute rain delay. Cubs 4, Reds 1. Join us Thursday morning. Pregame coverage at 11 a.m. Brunch with the Cubs. As we'll wrap up this series, stay tuned. More to come. An early morning edition, if you're in the East, of Blue Cross Blue Shield Cubs post-game live.
Cubs get her done. Cap and Holly with you on a late night edition, as Len Casper said, of our Blue Cross Blue Shield Cubs post-game live. Another victory in the books, and the Cubs got outstanding pitching in maybe the final appearance of his career, maybe, for Dan Herron.
Outstanding effort by Dan Herron tonight. Good to see the offense get rolling early in this ball game as well. Listen, the Cincinnati Reds, they're struggling. That's 10 consecutive losses. This is the win you wanted to have. But for me tonight, I wanted to see that offense. I wanted to see guys contribute. Again, Dan, outstanding. Attacking the strike zone, keeping the ball down. He had not had great success in this ballpark. So good to see him after that long, lengthy rain delay where guys were hanging out and sitting around in a game that didn't mean a whole lot, to come out and play a pretty decent ball game. Nice win.
All right, we will have all the highlights for you, tell you some of the other scores of note, let you know what happened with the Cardinals and the Pirates today. It's all coming up. We'll be right back on Blue Cross Blue Shield Cubs post-game live. Don't leave me hanging, Holly.
Oh, my bad.
Country Financial wants to know, what if you could own your future?
I mean, I would spend it with family and friends. Travel more.
Retire. And make decisions that aren't fear-based about money.
At Country Financial, we take the time to get to know you so we can develop a plan with insurance and financial solutions to help you take charge of where you want to be.
Have that fear removed from my mind.
To help you own your future.
To be in control of your future.
Visit ownyourfuture.com to find a local Country Financial representative today.
Nissan Altima. With up to 270 horsepower, blind spot warning, and premium interior. For a limited time, choose Altima with 0% APR financing for up to 72 months. Plus, save up to $22.75. Altima, the ride you can always rely on. Shop your local Nissan store and choose Nissan.com. Innovation that excites.
There's so many details that go into building an asymmetric surfboard. Designing things for myself at first was really an exciting thing. But watching somebody else ride something I made, I mean, that's really where it's at. There are lots of ways, to refresh the world, but in the end, I just want to give people something they can enjoy.
Preps fans, Friday nights tune in to CSN for the best football recap show in town on High School Lights. Hosted by Kelly Kroll, it's a half hour of highlights, player and coach interviews, fan reaction, and more. Win or lose, find out what it means for your favorite team as recruiting guru Edgy Tim O'Halloran joins us to break it all down. And connect with other fans by using the hashtag CSNPreps. High School Lights, Friday at 11 on CSN and streaming live at csnchicago.com.
Cubs Baseball on Comcast Sportsnet is brought to you in part by Southwest Airlines. Book your low fare now at southwest.com. Your Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Honda dealers, as reliable as the cars themselves. Xfinity, your home for the most live sports. Audi, truth in engineering. Menards. Save big money at Menards. And by Toyota. See where Toyota takes you. Test drive one at your Toyota dealer. Toyota. Let's go places. This is Blue Cross Blue Shield Cubs postgame live.
6-4-3 Cubs win.
One pitch, get her done. A save for Travis Wood. Cubs win their 92nd ball game of the season. Complete command tonight from Dan Herron. Reds fall to 63-94, 4-8-2, a whole lot better than 1-3-2. And welcome in Blue Cross Blue Shield Cubs post-game live, coming to you from our studios in downtown Chicago. He is Todd Hollingsworth. I'm David Kaplan. Do you remember the final game you played as a big leaguer?
I do. It was in Pittsburgh, yeah.
Was it an emotional moment for you, or did you not realize you were retiring?
Well, I wasn't quite sure if I was going to retire at the time. It wasn't the end of the world, but I had a sense there in September, so September meant a little bit more to me, absolutely.
Because Dan Herron he's scheduled to maybe start Sunday. They're not sure what they're going to do, but it may have been the final appearance of a very good career.
Oh, an incredible
career.
And
he was great tonight.
Right, and that's just it. Darren's had and I think back to Dan, if I remember correctly, I faced Dan as a Cub when he made his first big league start as a Cardinal back in 2004. So, yeah, he really has. I mean, I was, kind of looking at some stuff tonight. Everywhere he's gone, he is not disappointed, and that's a compliment to not many guys can say. You play for a lot of different organizations, you bounce around just a little bit, but you did your job everywhere you went, and Dan has absolutely done that. And again, tonight, has he filled the need at the back end of our rotation this year, when they traded for him? Absolutely he has. He's given them length at times. Sure, there's been some home runs there that maybe make us waver just a little bit, but I think Dan has done a as expected kind of job for the Chicago Cubs and that pitching staff, some stability there. So good to see him go out there tonight, 7 1/3, outstanding innings, no walks, 6 strikeouts. And, listen, he'd given up 9 home runs in 35 innings in that ballpark in his career. There wasn't a lot of good history there. He went out tonight, took complete control, made that lead stand up.
All right, let's begin with our Cholula pitching matchup tonight. Dan Herron on the bump against Josh Smith. You take a look at the numbers. Dan Herron was outstanding, 7 1/3, as Todd said, 3 hits, nary a run, 6 Ks, didn't walk a man. Josh Smith, not so good tonight. 5 innings, 6 hits, 4 earned, 7 Ks, but 5 free passes. He just didn't have great stuff.
Well, and you pair that with where the Cincinnati Reds are right now. We talked about it a little bit coming in. Had lost 9 consecutive ball games, outscored by almost 40 runs in those 9 games. I mean, this is set up to, all right, Cubs, let's put together some offense early in this ball game. Let's put it on Smith. He is not coming in, didn't come in with good numbers, 0-2, 7.23 ERA on the season. You wanted to get after him. That's really what I wanted to extract from this. I expected Dan to be good. I wasn't sure how long he would go, but I really wanted to see that offense start to kind of kick it into gear again as they had been slowing down just a little bit over the last week. And they had a great first inning, got some runs on the board, and Dan took it from there.
Herron, 100 pitches tonight in his 7 1/3, 69 of those for strikes. So just a glick over where you say they should be around that 60, 62, 63% of strikes. He was a little higher. He was 69%.
Well, and that's what you want to see from Dan. And again, the big key is not making mistakes out over the plate. Again, you sometimes talk about Dan and his vulnerability to a lengthy lineup, a big league hitter, if you will. Again, he doesn't overpower hitters. He's throwing 87, 88 tops. And again, he's not an uncomfortable at bat for most big leaguers. And when you look at the game that he put out there tonight, the start that he had, the ability to command the ball to both sides of the plate, to get some strikeouts, even at the top of the strike zone, goes to tell you that he had a lot of movement. Guys were guessing in different directions, and then he was putting the ball where he wanted to tonight. And that's a great, great sign for Dan Herron. So outstanding start for him. And yeah, we'll take that percentage. You want to see Dan attacking the zone, but when you give up 31 homers on the season, as Dan did, sometimes you work around the plate.
Well, he is Dan Herron, our UPS store, taking care of business, player of the game. Allowed those 3 hits over 7 1/3, punching out 6. And he just got good movement on his ball tonight after a 2-hour and 31-minute rain delay. So he didn't know when he was going to take the mound, but when he did, he was ready.
Well, and the great thing about it is that sometimes Dan does this, and you saw a bit of it tonight. He'll pitch backwards. That's it. And you say, how does he get that 85, 87-mile-an-hour fastball by hitters? Well, they end up guessing because he's got so much tilted home plate. That's the one thing about Dan. Despite the velocity, he still has very, very good movement and continues to get big league hitters out. It was an outstanding start again tonight, and you saw that as the game went on, started using that fastball just a little bit more, but yet Reds hitters were behind. Well, it's because of the change. It was because of the slider and D-velocity. You know, you kind of take it off, and so hitters go up there almost looking for the off-speed pitch, and all of a sudden, 87, it's all over your hands.
Hashtag #IThrow88 is his Twitter handle.
Well, he didn't used to.
All right. After a 2-hour and 31-minute rain delay, as I said, things finally got underway at the Great American Ballpark, and the Cubs wasted no time getting things started. Bases loaded in the top of the first. Tommy La Stella delivers with a sac fly. There's the line shot. Nice catch in center, but that will score Dexter Fowler from third. 1-0. Next batter, Miguel Montero, takes one into the right field corner. Schwarber and Rizzo come on down. Cubs a quick 3-0 lead. And then Javi Baez in the lineup tonight. Javi's going to single. Jay Bruce has all kinds of trouble with this one. Overruns it. His throw to second goes wide, rolls all the way to the dugout. Montero scores, and it is 4-0 Cubs. And then let's check out the replay again. Real nice piece of hitting as he knew that pitch is breaking away from me. Well, punched it into right field.
Let me tell you something. And we watched Javi, I guess maybe going back to last year, not to bring it up once again, but again, we watch him pull off. You and I talk about it many times, watching the head. Look at the ability to stay on the pitch right there. Closed front shoulder, closed back with the upper body right there. The ability to reach that pitch is because you stay on it, looking out that way, and then executing with runners in scoring position. So great swing from Javi right there, and that's part of the learning curve. It's part of the growth that you've seen from Javi this year, the ability to stay on that pitch, not to just because you get ahead in the count, 2-0, swing from your heels all the time. We see him every now and again do it, but again, that was a great piece of hitting there, and that's where he's really made one of his biggest adjustments as a big league hitter.
And he gives a lot of credit to Manny Ramirez. You and I see it every game. There's somebody Manny's got his arm around, he walks out to the cage, and we always pick that person as our key performer. We saw it with Soler, hit a home run. Saw it with Javi, had a 3-hit day, 1 to right, 1 to left, 1 to center. And then we saw it with Castro.
Well, I'll tell you what, Manny, I played against Manny for a decade, and that's what he was tremendous at. I mean, he was a run producer. He was the guy that was at his best when runners were on base, and that was his approach many times, was through the middle and the other way, staying on the baseball, understanding that productive outs matter, and that driving the ball the other way a lot of times will produce great results for you, statistically speaking. And there's a time and a place for letting it go a little bit and kind of, opening it up. But Manny was early in the game, always stayed through, wanted to play for that lead. If you had a 5-2 lead in the 5th inning, that's when you'd see Manny kind of open it up a little bit more.
Let's check out our Sports Authority play of the game. We give it to Chris Coughlin, who made a diving grab on this line drive off the bat of Jason Bourgeois. Cogs laying out and getting it done. There's the sinking line drive, and there he goes. Nice play.
All about the first step. Cogs has done it all season long. He's done it a little bit in center, a little bit in right, a lot more in left, but a great jump right there. It's all about the read. Gets a great first step, gets himself into position underneath the baseball, gets that front arm extended. That's how you extend the best as a righty right there, coming in with the backhand and able to secure the catch. So he has done a fantastic job for us. Again, talking about the versatility. We've seen these guys, so many of these guys playing multiple positions. It is not easy to do, even as an outfielder. And I didn't come back to the infield a whole lot just to play first, but when you go from left to right to center and you kind of do this, you got to put your left field glove on, your right field glove on in your mind. The ball comes off the bat a lot differently in both corners. So great play right there by Cogs.
All right, time for a break here. Cubs Post Game Live, presented by Blue Cross Blue Shield. When we come back, Anthony Rizzo goes where only one man has gone before and joins an exclusive club. Details next.
Cubs Post Game Live is presented by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Illinois. Through it all.
How's he going up there?
I need more time! You only get a handful of minutes to start a new life.
We gotta go!
Keep looking! It's gotta be here!
He's coming!
So you grab what you need to get you through. Oh, there it is.
I'm gonna go have our baby now.
The keys!
I'm so nervous.
The Honda for You sales event is happening now, and you could get a great deal on a 2015 Honda Civic. Our best Civic yet was named a KBB.com Best Buy and is the best-selling car in its class. The Civic is also loaded with standard features. So hurry into your Honda dealer today, and you could get a great deal on a 2015 Civic during the Honda for You sales event.
Bring luxury to your home with help from My Family's store, Sherlock's Carpet and Tile. If you've been waiting to upgrade your carpet, wait no longer. It's National Kerosene Month. Come in and take advantage of up to $1,000 in rebates. From traditional to contemporary, America's best carpet brings quality, beauty, and elegance to any interior setting. Let us help you upgrade the home of your dreams with Kerosene carpets. Come celebrate Sherlock's 40th anniversary and live beautifully.
Ever wish you could go back in time? Now you can with Restart from DirecTV. When you connect your DirecTV DVR to the internet, never worry about tuning in late again. When you see this icon, you can instantly go back to the beginning of a show, even if you didn't record it. With DirecTV, what's gone is not really gone. Don't just watch TV. DirecTV.
If you or someone you love is suffering from addiction to drugs or alcohol, National Rehab Recovery has an important message for you. Each year, we lose hundreds of thousands of our family members and loved ones to drug and alcohol-induced causes. If you have insurance or the ability to pay for 30 days of treatment, National Rehab Recovery can change your life. Medicare and Medicaid are not accepted at this time. The call and confidential consultation is free.
1-800-373-9975.
Welcome to Riverfront Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram and the North Aurora Auto Mall. During our Jeep Celebration event, 500 new Chryslers, Dodges, Jeeps, and Ram trucks are available for immediate delivery. We want your business. We can and we will beat any deal. Yep, any deal. Go online to buyatriverfront.com to see our lowest legitimate prices. That's buyatriverfront.com for real prices. Or stop by in the North Aurora Auto Mall just off I-88 and Orchard Road. If you make the drive, we will make the deal.
Game. How about Chris Coughlin? 333 batting average, 3 for 9, 2 doubles. Who's not? Anthony Rizzo.
What?
Brutal! 0 for 14? Well, come on, Riz, you're better than that, kid.
At least you're fair. I'll give it to you.
Whatever team it is, whoever it is, I'm honest. Come on, Riz, you're better than that. Welcome back to Cubs Post Game Live, presented by Blue Cross Blue Shield. Let's look at the Cubs lineup tonight for manager Joe Madden and see how there wasn't a ton of productivity, Holly, but there was enough productivity.
Well, it's good to see everybody contribute. That's really more what I wanted to see. I wasn't about run totals tonight. I wanted to see some crooked numbers tonight is what I wanted to see. We got to see that early in the ballgame. Everybody kind of contribute, kind of get their rhythm and their timing. I was real impressed. Kyle Schwarber, been a little bit slow of late. Couple walks, couple knocks in the ball game as well. Miguel Montero, nice game, 2 for 3, double 2. Drew a walk against Aroldis Chapman there. Javi Baez, couple good at-bats in the ball game. So that's really what you're trying to extract from this time of year. Joe Madden's watching these guys. He's not looking at numbers. He's not looking for 4 for 4s and whatnot. I mean, those are all fine and dandy. We love talking about them, but he wants to see swing pass, focus, what's going on. You don't want to lose your edge at this time of year. It's very, very dangerous at times when you start to play sometimes somewhat, I don't want to call them meaningless ball games, but games that maybe just don't have the same zest as tonight clearly did. And at 2.5 hours in a rain delay, playing in front of 2,000 fans in Cincinnati, you know, you can kind of let things get away from you. But there was good at-bats from start to finish.
Anthony Rizzo became just the second player in history to hit 30 home runs and get hit by a pitch 30 times in the same year. Don Baylor, the only other player to do it, way back in 1986. There it is. Thank you very much. I'm a 30-30 man now, and he starts laughing. He knows exactly what he did.
Well, I mean, I don't know where to go with this. Anthony, you know, I love to talk about those 30 jacks, but the 30 hit, hey, listen, it's all about ownership, and this is one of the big adjustments that Anthony made. It was about a year ago where he really started to move himself closer to home plate so that he would command the strike zone just a little bit better. He talks about how his understanding of the strike zone was just when he was about 6 inches off, kind of more like where a traditional left-hander would stand, probably where I stood. The plate, you know, just kind of moved on him at times and didn't have nearly the same grasp of the strike zone. The biggest adjustment in this I'll call it stubbornness. He's been hit 30 times this year, not to give in. pitchers all season long have continued to challenge him on the inside part of the plate, hitting him obviously 30 times, but he hasn't moved an inch.
All right, one of the additions to this year's Cubs team is walk-up music selected by the individual player. You've seen and heard it around the majors for years, but the Northsiders added the musical intro when the new scoreboards and speakers were added. We take a look at the Northsiders' choice in music in tonight's Hunt for October, presented by Felco.
We all love music. I think everybody loves music. So when you get to hear somebody's cool walk-up music, one, it says a lot about their personality, and two, it's fun for us in the dugout, or when I hear songs now, even on the radio, like, oh, there's Rizzo's walk song, or there, there's Addie's walk-up song. So it's pretty cool. It just is like they're your little staple, or your little signature move in baseball, I guess.
Yeah, for me, I keep mine the same the whole year, but I think it's something that's not too popular, that gets you pumped for your at-bat or for your inning, your pitching, or your start. But a lot of guys change theirs here and there. I keep mine the same all year long, but we have some pretty good ones on the team, I think.
You listen to your iPod, or you're just sitting there listening to music. You're like, oh, this could be a really good walk-up song for when I go up to the plate. It's just something that relaxes you, something that gets you fired up. Whatever works for that person, it just kind of hits you when you're listening to your music.
Whoever knows me knows I like a lot of different genres of music, but T-Swift Bad Blood, I think it's a good one.
The crowd gets going with it. You knew that, though.
Of course. We got a lot of guys that have good crowd-pleasing songs.
Definitely Rizzo's walk-up music. It's more house music, upbeat, poppy feel, great women vocalist on there, and it sounds good, and he rocks it pretty well.
Rizzo's got a catchy tune, Rizzo's got a catchy tune. I like Hendrix, I like Hamill, I like Mott. I like them all. It's added a different element, I think, to the game. And the fans are cool there because they talk about it a lot, Oh, you got to do this, you got to do that, but, I think the guys got it nailed down pretty good.
Where did Forever Young, when did that come to be for you?
I've always come out to Rob Bass, It Takes Two. It's like one of my favorite songs coming up. And I was riding in the car one day with my wife, and Forever Young came on. I was like, man, I love this song. I cranked it up. And my wife starts laughing. I'm like, what are you laughing at? She was like, that should be your walk-up song, Forever Young. Because I kid about, I'm 12 at heart, really. So I had fun with it, and I'm like, you know what, you're right. So I put it in, and then, I get more compliments about my walk-up song than anything else.
I was going to say, people here so get into it. They're singing when you come to the plate.
I love it. Oh, it makes me feel good. It makes me feel good that it's something that they enjoy, and it actually gives me a little bit of energy when you hear the fans singing or chanting your name or doing something to support you. It really gives you a lot of energy when you're playing. So it's been a treat for me, and I'm having a blast being here.
A lot of people like to put their walk-ups to like what they like to listen to or what they like to jam to or what gets them pumped, Me, I kind of like to have my walk-up like kind of reflect on who I am. I'm kind of like a laid-back guy, It's Vampire by Travel Sea.
I was just going to say, tell the fans what it is, and then where did that song, when did you come across that? How did you know that would be a good fit for you, kind of pump you up as you headed up there?
Yeah, the beginning of the song, it kind of starts out, la da da, and that part kind of gets me pumped, but the overall genre of reggae, it just keeps me chill, relaxed, and in some ways, it kind of pumps me up,
I kind of had to think a little bit. I usually get mine from movies, and mine actually is from, I think it's Fast and Furious 6. So when you're watching movies and stuff like that, they kind of come to you. But in college and stuff, I thought really hard about mine because we didn't change ours in college. So you had yours, you stuck with it the whole year. So, but here you kind of change a little bit, have some fun with it.
I like slow beat. I walk slow to the plate. I like to collect my thoughts before I go up there. And I was listening to my iPod, and actually one of our players at Indiana had the walk-up song I had, and I was like, man, that's a really good slow, beat, walk-up, collect your thoughts. So I went with Thuggish Ruggish Bone and No Diggity because it's just slow. It's a jam. People like it. It's good songs.
All right, what was your walk-up song?
Well, you're Chris Bryant, right? He gave you the I stayed with it all. I changed mine all the time, but I'll say in '06 it was the best I'd ever done because I did it for my sons. I came up to the Power Rangers theme song for my 2-year-old, my 4-year-old, Ty and Tug at the time. They loved it, and so did all the other boys that knew about the Power Rangers. So that real catchy intro song.
Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Right, the more, exactly. That's exactly what I did, and you would not believe the reaction that I actually ended up getting. I kind of did it as a joke at first, but it turned into a pretty cool thing.
Absolutely very cool, especially when your boys are watching you on the road. You go, yeah, Dad!
That's right.
Time for another break. When we return, we get Holly's key to the game. A preview of tomorrow's game as John Lester looks to make one final tune-up before the postseason. We'll be right back. Cubs Post-Game Live, presented by Blue Cross Blue Shield.
Cubs baseball on Comcast Sportsnet is brought to you in part by Cholula Hot Sauce, the flavorful hot sauce with the iconic wooden cap.
Hey, Ralph Punzel.
Oh, hey, Ronnie.
Where are you headed?
Great Clips.
You're getting a haircut?
I checked in already. Using their online check-in.
Online check?
It saves you time.
You're getting a haircut.
Why? Thinking about applying to astronaut school.
That's cool.
Okay, I'll see you, Ronnie.
Next time, save time. Download the online check-in app today. Great Clips. It's gonna be great.
Sorry. Better luck next year. You broke my heart in two. But I know, baby.
McRib season is back. Feast on the legendary taste of real pork with sweet and tangy barbecue sauce. Now only $5 for a McRib with medium fries and medium Dr. Pepper.
So I heard about that new offer from AT&T and DirecTV, but they still lock you into a 2-year contract. That could cost you over $2,600, all for temperamental satellite TV service. AT&T and DirecTV, call it a new offer. But it's just the same old thing.
Don't fall for AT&T and DirecTV's latest offer. Only Xfinity delivers the fastest internet and the best TV experience with X1.
We try to stay directly within the Fields Auto Group. Fields has a wonderful reputation.
Hello, I'm Dan Fields of the Fields Auto Group. We simply treat people the way we want to be treated.
They're as invested in me as a person as I am in them, and that makes a huge difference. It makes me come back.
It includes our free loaners, free car washes, and cafes. It's all part of the Fields Matters program.
And now 0% APR financing for up to 60 months on select new 2015 Infiniti models at Fields Infiniti Glencoe.
You can't always be there to protect her down the road. Make sure the tires she's riding on will. With the revolutionary Michelin Premier tire, even when half worn, it's still safe, thanks to EverGrip technology. The Michelin Premier tire, safe when new, safe when worn.
Time to take a look at the Blue Cross Blue Shield key to tonight's Cubs game. Here's Holly.
All right, get on a roll. I talked about it a little bit earlier in the show. Let's talk about it one more time. Cubs offense. Well, coming into the ballgame tonight, it only averaged 2 runs a ballgame over the last 6. Now, sure, there were some wins there, as we know, but a lot of that credit goes to the pitching. Wanted to see the offense start to roll, and I'm pretty happy. I liked what I saw at the beginning of the ballgame. Montero got things going as well. Good at bats. Lestella's line drive, sac fly. It was a good at bat right there. We had a couple line drive outs, hard outs to left. So good at bats throughout the ballgame tonight. I know 4 is not necessarily the biggest number, but going up against the Cincinnati Reds, I wanted to see some early offense.
Let's check out the pitching matchup for tomorrow's game in the series, game number 2. Your thoughts, John Lester against guys pretty good, Anthony DeSclafani.
Yeah, DeSclafani's had a real nice season. So again, get those bats going. That's the big thing for me. John Lester, this is kind of a tune-up for what's coming down the road. So I want to see a good effort again tonight. But the Reds are a team right now that we should beat pretty easily.
See you Thursday morning.
Sounds good.
Thanks for watching Cubs Post-Game Live, presented by Blue Cross Blue Shield. The one and only Kip Lewis is next with Sportsnet Central.
Cubs baseball on Comcast Sportsnet is brought to you in part by Cholula Hot Sauce, the flavorful hot sauce with the iconic wooden cap.
Kate!
She can't go alone.
Give
That was close.
Speak. Listen. Cook. Get a haircut. Run. Walk. Get happy. Get mad.
There are many powerful ways to fight cancer. What will yours be?
Fifth Third Bank will give $150 to Stand Up to Cancer and $150 to you when you open an essential checking account with qualifying activities. Fifth Third Bank, the curious bank.
Beat the rush for winter tires to get big savings at Discount Tire. Buy now and get a $50 Visa prepaid card on any set of winter tires purchased with your Discount Tire credit card. Thank you, Discount Tire.
Ever wish you could go back in time? Now you can with Restart from DirecTV. When you connect your DirecTV DVR to the internet, never worry about tuning in late again. When you see this icon, you can instantly go back to the beginning of a show, even if you didn't record it. With DirecTV, time has met its match. Don't just watch TV, DirecTV.
Hi, I'm Dean Collins, operating partner at Gerald Nissan. At Gerald Nissan, we understand that this is your car buying experience, and we want to find the vehicle and price that's right for you. We have more awards for customer satisfaction than anyone else in Chicagoland, and we're one of only 38 dealers in the country awarded the Circle of Excellence for customer satisfaction. We also have the largest inventory in Chicagoland, and we sold 2,700 new Nissans last year, all backed by Gerald's exclusive lifetime warranty. Gerald Nissan's always a better deal, I guarantee it.
This is an important medical alert. The FDA has recently issued a public health advisory for all people taking the type 2 diabetes drug Invokana. The warning states that Invokana may lead to diabetic ketoacidosis. Symptoms of ketoacidosis include difficulty breathing, nausea, vomiting, abdominal pain, confusion, and unusual fatigue or sleepiness. In more severe cases, Invokana has led to organ failure, coma, or even death. Call Invokana Alert now.
Call 800-262-0993.
His play. You wonder if it'll affect him going to the basket, especially if he has to wear a mask. With a chance to still get the top wild card spot, the Cubs attack early against the Reds. These guys are more explosive than the team they just played. And what the Raiders bring into Soldier Field could change the playbook for Jimmy Clausen. We'll take a look at how Trevor Daley is adapting to the Blackhawks way. Unfortunately, Kane is able on Sportsnet Central right now.
You are connected to Sportsnet Central, presented by CLR.
We start with this news alert from Bulls camp. Derrick Rose suffered a fracture of his left orbital bone when he was hit by an elbow during the Bulls' first practice. Rose will undergo a surgical procedure today, and at that point, the Bulls are expected to provide a timetable for his return to the court. Now to the Hunt for October presented by Felco. With the playoffs looming, Cubs skipper Joe Maddon is already thinking about how to set up his 25-man roster for the postseason. Maddon said he's debating whether to go with 15 position players and 10 pitchers or going with 16 position players and just 9 arms. Well, Mother Nature wouldn't let this one start on time in the Queen City. Start of the game delayed by rain, 2 hours and 31 minutes. But once the game finally started, the Cubs offense got to work. Bases loaded in the first. Tommy La Stella lines one to center, where Jason Bourgeois makes the catch, but Dexter Fowler has enough time to tag and score 1-0. Next batter, Miguel Montero smacks a shot into the right field corner. Kyle Schwarber and Anthony Rizzo both come home to give the Cubs a 3-0 lead. Then it's Javier Baez joins in, shoots a single to right, and check it out. Reds outfielder Jay Bruce has all kinds of trouble with it, overruns it, then his throw to second goes wide, rolls all the way to the dugout. Montero scores. That would make it 4-0. So the early run support gives the Cubs' fifth starter all he'd need. Dan Herron, dynamite on the night. 7 1/3 innings pitched. Herron allowed just 3 hits, no walks, while striking out 6 Cincy batters before turning it over to the Cubs bullpen. Let's go to the ninth. Cubs lead now 4-1. Travis Wood out for the save. Skip Shoemaker grounds into the game-ending double play. Herron earns his 10th win of the year, 11 consecutive seasons with at least 10 wins for the veteran righty. Cubs take game 1 against the Reds. 4-1 is the final. Well, while the Cubs and Reds finally played, the Cardinals and Pirates were washed out Tuesday night. So the Cardinals' magic number to clinch the division is just 2. They can get that done with a win in either game of the doubleheader. They'll play against the Pirates today. The Cubs need the Cardinals to keep beating the Pirates for a chance to catch Pittsburgh for that top wild card spot. If Chicago and Pittsburgh are tied at the end of the season, the Cubs win that tiebreaker and would host the wild card game. As for the Cardinals, their rookie outfielder, Stephen Piscotty, was released from the hospital on Tuesday with just a slight concussion. Yeah, it could have been much worse after that collision with Peter Borges Monday night. St. Louis manager Mike Matheny said Piscotty would return before the end of the season, or at least he could return, but they'll have to see how he feels the next couple of days.
Rose. Back out. Boozer.
Oh, Rose
now
is hurt.
Corver.
Derek Rose is hurt. Derek Rose is hurt.
Derek down at one end. And there's another steal. Back to him.
Derek Rose is limping right now. When he was holding his knee, he's limping off. It's not a good sign. You don't want to see him go out.
It is the worst possible news for Bulls fans. Derek Rose came to the Advocate Center this morning complaining of right knee pain. A subsequent exam and an MRI revealed a medial meniscus tear of his right knee.
Do you still think, in your mind, you still think there will be a regular season appearance?
Who knows? Who knows?
Good news, big news. D. Rose is back.
Well, he was back, but one Bulls practice and one more fluke injury for Derek Rose. We told you Rose will undergo surgery today to repair left orbital bone fracture after being hit by an elbow in practice. For more, here's Mark Shanowski.
Joining us now is Vincent Goodwill, our Bulls insider from CSNChicago.com. Vinny, we've seen a number of these orbital bone injuries in the NBA over the years. Some players come back very quickly wearing a protective mask. What's your best guess on when Derek might be able to return?
The first example that I can think of was Mike Conley, the Memphis Grizzlies point guard. He suffered an orbital bone injury in the first round of the playoffs against Portland. Late in that first round series, he came back for Game 2 against Golden State. He was never really the same player, but that was sort of the urgency of the NBA playoffs. The more prominent example, the more prudent example, I should say, maybe Orlando Magic guard Victor Oladipo. He underwent surgery October 24th, and he came back November 14th, so he only missed about maybe 6 or 7 games during that stretch, the start of the season. So there is a possibility that Derrick Rose could come back, for the first game of the season, October 27th against Cleveland. But with these type of surgeries, with these type of injuries, you never really know. With Derrick Rose, you never really know. The Bulls are going to lay out a timeline tomorrow after his procedure, but until then, it's basically just speculation.
Still an ominous start for D. Rose. All the talk at Media Day was about Derek having a very productive summer, being in great shape. How much might this set him back as he tries to reestablish himself as one of the game's best players?
I don't think it does. I mean, an orbital bone injury, while serious, is not him tearing his knee, tearing his ACL like he did in the 2012 playoffs, or even tearing his right meniscus or left meniscus, or right meniscus, excuse me, as he did late last season or even the season before. It's just a facial injury. It's not something that's really going to disrupt his rhythm as far as his own individual play. You wonder if it'll affect him going to the basket, especially if he has to wear a mask. And the other thing is, he's got to acclimate himself to a new system with a new coach and maybe new lineups. But other than that, I don't think it's something that's going to take a lot of time for him to get back and be the player that, whatever player that he was at the end of the summer. I don't think it's going to throw much of that rhythm off. Now, what that player is, we don't know. But if there's a good time to have an injury, it's early rather than late.
Vincent, don't take the blame. The injuries definitely preceded your arrival. We'll see what happens on day 2 of training camp at the Advocate Center.
All right, thanks, guys. Here's a look at Rose's injury history since his MVP season back in 2010-11. 5 games missed with a sprained toe, 5 games missed with a strained back, 17 games with groin, ankle, and foot injuries in 2012, 82 games, a full season missed with a torn ACL, 71 games missed with a torn meniscus in 2013 and 14, 18 games missed with ankle and hamstring injuries last year, 20 more games with a torn meniscus in February. Jeff Samardzija makes his last start of the season while Jose Abreu and Adam Eaton go for the century mark. Highlights coming up. Notre Dame faces its toughest test yet Saturday night, but Clemson coach Dabo Swinney thinks the Irish have an unfair advantage against the 12th-ranked Tigers. Plus, we'll introduce you to a Blackhawks defenseman with some pretty big shoes to fill. Luke Stuckmeyer catches up with Trevor Daly when Sportsnet Central returns.
Do you have tough cleaning jobs around your house? Calcium deposits, lime, rust stains, yuck. Well, clean up fast with CLR. CLR's powerful formula blasts through tough cleaning problems inside and outside the house. It tackles buildup on shower heads, even coffee pots. And CLR has an EPA designed for the environment seal, so it's safer for your family and the planet. CLR, tough on yuck, gentle on everything else.
CLR is available at these fine stores.
Hey, I fix my heart and my broken bones. If I can't stand up on my own, don't make me stand alone. Lift me up so I can see the light. For when the sun goes down, I will lay in your arms tonight. Don't be afraid, don't be afraid. Your heart's been repaid.
You can win a trip to Universal Orlando Resort, where you'll experience 2 jaw-dropping theme parks and stay on site at Universal's Cabana Bay Beach Resort. Plus, you'll score an invite to attend the grand opening of Universal's newest dining experience, NBC Sports Grill and Brew. Just log on to csnchicago.com/universal to enter for your chance to win. Brought to you by The Great Escape.
Welcome back on the South Side. Jeff Samardzija facing Kansas City in his final start of the season. The free agent to be looking to end on a high note after an otherwise disappointing season. We pick it up in the 3rd inning. No score, 2 on for Jose Abreu facing Johnny Cueto. And Abreu smokes one up the middle. Run comes home to make it 1-0. That's RBI number 98 for Abreu. Then in the 5th, the man on for Adam Eaton. And he's going to get liftoff. This one going to right field into the Royals bullpen for a 2-run shot. 14th of the season for him. Also his 95th run scored of 2015. It's 3-2 in the 7th. Samardzija still in the game with a man on. Ben Zobrist at the plate. He's going to fly one into left. Trace Thompson comes in, makes the great diving catch to end the inning. Shark gives up just the 2 runs over 7. The Sox win it 4-2. Here's Samardzija on the rookie Thompson.
Unbelievable. I've seen some good catches before, been a part of a couple here and there, and that was one of the coolest ones I've seen in a while. He closed a big gap on the ball and sold out for it. You know, that guy needs to be in the lineup, and I think he's proven here in these last few weeks that he's going to be there and be there for a while. Dude can hit .050 for all I care. If you put that glove out there in the field, he's going to make plays for you. Not like that Kane guy they have out there in their center field. So he's got to play. He's a heck of a player, and you want to see guys want to make those plays. You know, you got to want to be in the top 10 every night, and that's what it's all about, and he has that. So it's great to see. It's fun.
Left-hander Jose Quintana makes his final start of the season tonight, and we've got it for you right here on Comcast Sportsnet. Hawk and Stoney have the call at 7 o'clock, followed by Chuck and Bill with White Sox post-game live. In the Bronx, Yankees hosting the Red Sox. New York looking to clinch a wild card spot and stay in the race for the AL East title. But it was the Blake Swihart show for the Sox. First inning, already 3-0 Boston. Swihart with 2 men up. He takes Michael Pineda deep to right. A 3-run jack caps a 6-run first inning for the Red Sox. 8th inning now, 7-4 Boston. Swihart at it again. Another homer, this one a 2-run shot to right. He had 5 RBIs in the game as the Red Sox win it 10-4. Toronto's magic number to clinch the AL East is now down to 1. The Stanley Cup champions will feature plenty of new faces on this year's roster. Former Dallas star Trevor Daley is one of the newcomers. And as Luke Stuckmeyer reports, the defenseman's first order of business is simply getting acclimated to his new surroundings.
Hawks have now a 3-on-1. Kane's going to look to the trailer, and he's off to Kane. Touch pass, open net, and it's all over Trevor Daley.
After 11 seasons in a Dallas Stars sweater, Trevor Daley is adjusting to a new team, a new city, and a new way of doing things.
Well, so far it's been good. You know, the guys around the room have been great. To me, the older guys in here welcome me pretty well, so it's been enjoyable.
Daley gave Dallas a big boost last season, posting career highs with 16 goals and 22 assists. It's something the Blackhawks were well aware of when they were trading Patrick Sharp and wanted something coming back to Chicago. And Joe Quenneville, well, he's looking forward to that offensive boost.
I think Trevor gives us a nice dimension from the back end off the point. I think he's got some quickness in joining the rush and jumping through, and even off the point as well. I think defensively is something I think every day I think you see improvements in his game, stick positioning as well. I just think that, you know, I like that back end agility and that offense in the back end's a nice weapon to have and complement some of our forwards. He's been fine, and I think that he's been getting better every day.
Filling Johnny Oduya's skates won't be an easy task, but with alternate captain Brent Seabrook by his side most of this preseason, Daley is learning the Blackhawks way from one of the best in the game.
Dale has been awesome. He's a great guy, great player. We played against him a lot over the years, so it's fun to have him on our side. He can skate, he can move, you know, and I think you'd have to ask him, but I think every day he's getting more comfortable with the way we are around here and the guys and certain things like that.
He's been awesome, yeah, on and off the ice. You know, he's a good person. You know, good things happen to good people like that, and you know, you got to see that a couple of days ago. Signing a long-term deal. That's why you know, he got that many years, is because he is a good guy. So you know, except obviously he's a good hockey player, but you know, he's a good teammate too. So he's been great.
Covering the Stanley Cup champion Chicago Blackhawks, Luke Stuckmeyer, Comcast Sportsnet.
All right, thanks, Luke. Just 7 days away from the Blackhawks raising another Stanley Cup championship banner. We'll preview the big night next Wednesday, starting at 5:30 with Sports Talk Live from the United Center. Your pregame coverage continues at 6:30 on Sportsnet Central. After the game, flip back over to CSN for postgame reaction.
Toward the end zone. Touchdown. Will Fuller. What a throw by Kaiser.
If we play better defense and we support Deshaun, we can be the kind of football team we hope to be.
Kaiser's going for it all down the sidelines deep, and it is Will Fuller again for a touchdown.
Georgia Tech wasn't ready for Notre Dame.
Kosais dodges a man in the backfield. He's down the sideline with that speed. Here's C.J. Kosais diving for the touchdown.
We're going to like this win for 24 hours and get right to work on Clemson.
After scoring 60 points for the first time in 19 years, Notre Dame faces a big challenge on Saturday. The Irish going on the road to play 12th-ranked Clemson. And the primetime night contest is already a hot ticket, especially with Clemson coach Dabo Swinney.
I got people calling me that I ain't talked to in 20 years. Hey, man, got some tickets? I really want to come up this weekend. Just need 5. It's a little unfair that they brought the Pope into town just in time for the Clemson game. I think that's kind of a low blow. Obviously, everybody knows, you know, who Notre Dame is and the success that they've had. And they've won, 11 national championships, and they're Notre Dame. I mean, listen, man, I hope they don't bring Joe Montana with them. I can tell you that. I mean, they're just a great program that have had tons of great players and All-Americans and great coaches, and they're a brand of their own.
As for Northwestern, they're ranked number 16 this week and will host Minnesota in their Big Ten opener this weekend. Quarterback Clayton Thorson turned the ball over 3 times in the first half against Ball State last week and trailed 10-7 at the half. But Thorson led the Wildcats on 3 scoring drives in the third quarter as they pulled out a 24-19 win.
The third quarter was probably a pretty good snapshot, I think, of what he's capable of. But he's beyond all the other things. He's got to take care of the football. That's number one priority. Not only this week but every week. And Clayton, in particular, put our defense in a really, really tough situation in the first half. But I love the way he responded. I thought he had a pretty good second half. Maybe one throw he'd like to have back, that one to Danny when it's got to be us or nobody. But outside of that, I thought he played really well, and we're going to build upon that and just keep helping him grow, and I know he'll embrace that.
The Bears stuck to a conservative game plan in Seattle last Sunday. Coming up, Dave Wannstedt explains why we might see them open up the playbook just a bit and take some shots downfield against the Raiders. And more on our top story as Derrick Rose goes down with another injury, and we'll tell you why some of his teammates aren't too concerned about his free agency comments.
My dad thinks the best color for a car is red. My cousin says he prefers European cars. And my friend, well, he thinks everyone should drive what he drives. My car is my car, and it's my choice. Mitsubishi.
Go to maxmatson.com. There's 0% APR financing for 60 to 72 months plus APR cash and a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty. Since 1982, more than 50,000 buyers have called Max Matson their Mitsubishi dealer.
Weeknights, don't miss Sports Talk Live on Comcast Sportsnet. David Kaplan leads a roundtable on the day's hottest topics.
I really am not concerned with the offense. I think collectively they've just been kicking on all cylinders right now, and I really don't expect it to stop.
Interview Chicago's biggest stars.
When we got guys in scoring position, we got to drive them in. We got to get a big hit. We got to keep an inning going, and we got to score more than 2 runs.
And interacts with you, the viewer. Sports Talk Live, presented by the all-new Chevy Silverado. Weeknights on Comcast Sportsnet.
Why can't I be the MVP of the league? Why can't I be the best player in the league? I don't see why. Why? I think I sacrificed a lot of things at a young age, and in the long run, it's going to help me.
At the Bull Sox Academy, we give each kid one mission. Dream it, train it, be it.
You can win a trip to Universal Orlando Resort, where you'll experience 2 jaw-dropping theme parks and stay on site at Universal's Cabana Bay Beach Resort. Plus, you'll score an invite to attend the grand opening of Universal's newest dining experience, NBC Sports Grill and Brew. Just log on to csnchicago.com/universal to enter for your chance to win. Brought to you by The Great Escape.
For Bears Buzz, visit csnchicago.com. Brought to you by Max Matson Mitsubishi.
Welcome back. The Bears continue to make moves as GM Ryan Pace and John Fox look to retool their roster. Monday, the team sent Jared Allen to the Panthers for a conditional 6th-round pick. And shortly after, they traded former 2nd-round pick John Bostic to the Patriots. During the taping of the Antrell Roll Show, the Bears safety shared his thoughts on the moves.
I think what it does is it's letting us know that, they're trying to win right now. They're not trying to wait, and I think they're trying to find all necessary tools and players in order to make that happen. And not saying that those players that are no longer with us couldn't be a part of that, but for whatever reason, that's management, that's their thing. Us as players, we just have to make sure we keep a stable head and just keep pushing no matter who's in the building with us, and just make sure we build that chemistry with whoever's going to ride with us on Sunday.
And you can catch this week's episode of the Antrell Roll Show Wednesday night at 11. The Bears safety talks about what went wrong against the Seahawks on special teams and the 4 sacks of Russell Wilson, plus the key to getting the first win of the season against the Raiders. That's the Antrell Roll Show tonight at 11 right here on Comcast Sportsnet. Through the first 3 weeks of the season, the Bears are near the bottom of the league in both points per game and points allowed per game. They are giving up over 35 points per game while scoring just a little over 15. And after getting shut out in Seattle, former Bears coach Dave Wannstedt says the Bears are going to have to take some shots downfield against Oakland Sunday.
I think they're going to have to, Mark, because, you know, this Amari Cooper, the best, the top receiver in the draft last year out of Alabama, and then you got Crabtree on the other side, an experienced guy who's been in the league, and Derek Carr. I mean, this guy, I think, is an up-and-coming star. So they are going to score points. They are going to make plays in the passing game. So I think when John Fox looks at the big picture, these guys are more explosive than the team they just played from an offensive standpoint. So to match that and playing at home, I think that Jimmy Clausen, they will open it up more, and they'll give him more opportunities to throw the ball down the field.
What can they do to help on special teams? They gave up a kick return for a touchdown, a long punt return that's set up another score. What can they do to try to reinforce that?
They'll obviously work on it this week as much as you can work on things, you know, in the NFL right now with pads and non-pads and the limited amount of contact you can do. But usually on every team when I was head coach 17 years, I kept 4 or 5 guys that were my core special teams guys. And, you know, they might not be the front runner. The offensive coaches really didn't want them, and the defensive coaches really didn't want them. But they were as critical to the success of special teams as offense and defensive stars. So you have those guys, and then you're kind of filling in with, you know, backups on every other side of the ball, and those guys have to contribute.
Well, the Bears have already lost 2 games at Soldier Field. They need to find a way to get a win at home. That comes up Sunday against the visiting Oakland Raiders. Coach will be here to help us break it down next Sunday on Inside the Huddle.
All right, thanks, guys. Recapping our top story, Derrick Rose is once again headed to the operating room. The Bulls guard fractured his left orbital bone during the team's first practice Tuesday. Surgery will take place today, and then the Bulls will set a timetable for his return. Here's Sam Smith from Bulls.com on when to expect D. Rose back.
Not the worst news. Jason Terry missed 5 games after surgery. Joe Johnson missed 6 games after surgery. Chris Bosh missed 5 or 6, and Rondo missed 6 last year after the same surgery. So, you know, there's a reasonable chance you would think he'd be back for the opener.
You see all the money that they're passing out in this league, and just telling the truth, and just knowing that my day will be coming up soon, and it's not for me, it's for PJ and his future. So that's what I'm thinking about right now.
Rose mentioned during Media Day Monday he's already started thinking about free agency, a period he won't hit until the summer of 2017. It was a conversation that surprised many since there's plenty of basketball to be played before then, which might be why Jimmy Butler had this reaction.
I don't care what the guy talks about as long as he's helping us win games. Whatever he's focused on, let him be focused. But I think his objective is to win a championship. I'm pretty sure he talked about that as well and how he wants to help this team win. Everything else, he is who he is.
So there's no questions in your mind that his mind is right?
Man, he could talk about unicorns and rainbows for all I care. Just help us win some basketball games.
The plays of the day are presented by Lexus.
Number 3, back to Cincy. Jason Bourgeois loops one to right center, but Chris Coughlin with the diving grab. Coughlin covering a lot of ground to rob Bourgeois there of a hit. Cubs win 4-1. To the south side for number 2, Trace Thompson sends a shot to center field, but Lorenzo Cain, doing what he does so often against the Sox, robs Thompson of a homer. Great catch by Cain, but Thompson got revenge a little bit later. And later was in the 7th with Mike Moustakas at the plate in left center field. Thompson goes parallel for the Superman catch. Thompson showing off the range and athleticism. Jeff Samardzija loving it. Sox win 4-2. Here's what's on Comcast Sportsnet later today. Chris Bowden and Dan Jiggets have another edition of Bears Huddle at 4:30 as they get ready for the Raiders. David Kaplan brings you Sports Talk Live at 5:30. We'll have the latest on Derrick Rose's surgery. Sportsnet Central follows at 6:30. That gets you set for the Royals and White Sox at 7. Chuck and Bill followed up with a post-game show. Then stay tuned for Sportsnet Central. That is it for this edition of the show. Thanks for joining us for Sportsnet Central, presented by CLR. And for all your sports news 24/7, stay logged on to csnchicago.com. For all of us here, I'm Kip Lewis. Have a great day.
Saladino powers the silver and black attack into a Game 2 tilt with Eric Hosmer and the arch-rival Royals. Live from U.S. Cellular Field. White Sox, Royals, tonight at 7 on Comcast Sportsnet.
Hey, Ralph Punzel.
Oh, hey, Ronnie.
Where are you headed?
Great Clips.
You're getting a haircut?
I checked in already. Using their online check-in.
Online check?
It saves you time.
So I heard about that new offer from AT&T and DirecTV, but they still lock you into a 2-year contract. That could cost you over $2,600, all for temperamental satellite TV service. AT&T and DirecTV, call it a new offer. But it's just the same old thing.
Don't fall for AT&T and DirecTV's latest offer. Only Xfinity delivers the fastest internet and the best TV experience with X1.
One day I woke up and bam, boobs.
She shows them off. Double trouble.
I caught it early.
I love being a woman.
Having a positive attitude actually helped a lot. She's my hero.
It's a sisterhood, and you will get through it.
Advocate Healthcare understands the worry that comes with waiting. That's why we offer mammograms and the results today. Why wait?
Who says desirable can't also be responsible? With 46 standard safety features, the Lexus RX is proof that fun can be good for you. See your Chicago area and Northwest Indiana Lexus dealer.
Well, the good news is the Sox don't have to see the Kansas City Royals anymore as they end their season series with them. They go 7-12 as the Royals win it 6-4 tonight at U.S. Cellular Field. Just 3 more games left for this White Sox season. It'll be against the Tigers starting tomorrow. Our Four Seasons Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing Who's Hot, who's now looking ahead to that final series of the season against Detroit. Who's hot for the Sox again?